Good evening, everybody, or afternoon, and welcome back to the video. Hope you guys are all enjoying your wonderful Thursday. I do apologize ahead of time. My lights are actually kind of flickering because they're about to blow out. So I do apologize if you guys hear some little noises around the background. But it's gonna be another update on what's from Jacob. I do apologize for posting a lot later. Again, I'm starting my now having tennis practice every day, and it ends at 5:30. So my schedule will be off compared to when it usually is. So again, this will be the first start of when I usually uploading. So again, I do apologize. And again, we have major new updates on winds from Jacob. It is definitely gonna start bringing some snow within the next 6 hours. So yeah, it's really fast. Most of you thinking, oh, it's gonna be this week. Well, it's actually starting to bring some snow and already, actually currently, but not as bad. Again, it's gonna affect millions and millions of people. We have multiple regions to be getting incredibly strong snow, blizzard conditions, strong winds, and even a ton of ice. But if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, guys. It means a lot when you guys support my channel. We've been getting a ton of supporters within the past couple of days. Also, be sure to subscribe if you are new, and be sure to share the channel to any friends or family that you think will love this channel. But without further ado, let's get into this video. So I feel like this is actually the most amount of winter weather advisory I've seen in a winter storm so far. It's just a massive area right here. Like, we have multiple states and regions in the winter weather advisory. I think this is a ton. Again, we have millions of people. As you can tell, you can just already see how many people are in here. We have winter weather advisories out here for Albuquerque. We have Amarillo, Texas. We have Lawton, Oklahoma. We have much of Kansas. We have Kansas City, Topeka, Kansas, Dodge City, Wichita. We also have Omaha, North Platte, and in Nebraska. We have much of Missouri and the Ozarks, all the way up near Green Bay, Wisconsin, and Lansing, Chicago, and just north of Indianapolis, and all the way close to much of northwestern Ohio. Those are where we had the newest winter weather advisories. That's where we'll be seeing that snow arriving a bit later. And then we have windstorm warnings now for much in the Midwest and far northeast. We do have areas in much of central and northern Iowa, Des Moines, Iowa City, Waterloo. We also have much of the eastern counties of South Dakota, including Sioux Falls, Aberdeen, and Michelle. And we have almost 99% of Minnesota's under windstorm warnings. That's from Minneapolis, Rochester, Duluth. We have Detroit Lakes in there. We have also, again, all the way to Rochester. We also have Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and much of northwestern and far north central Wisconsin. Then we have a couple for upstate Vermont and upstate New York, where we have Burlington. And yeah, so that's basically the National Weather Service, trying to make it just as fast as I can so I can have this video out as fast as I can as well. And I'm kind of in a rush. I kind of have a bit of work to do. But again, within the next couple hours later, tomorrow morning, we are going to be seeing a ton of ice again within the next couple hours out here into the south central. It's going to include much of northern Texas and much of western Kansas and Oklahoma. And then we have the heavy snow near Albuquerque, seeing some snow out there near Dodge City. As we now get the next 24 hours now, so this is around Friday, around this time, the evening, we'll be seeing a ton of ice near Kansas City, Wichita, Dodge City, getting all the way near Joplin, North Platte, and we'll be seeing some snow forming out here near areas near southwestern Iowa, northwestern Missouri, and far northeastern Kansas, and then much of near Omaha and Lincoln, Nebraska, all the way to Sioux City, out there in Iowa. And actually, my light's just fixed right now, so that's good. As we now get in the next 36 hours, by Saturday, the storm will get at its worst. We're going to be seeing a ton of ice moving near St. Louis, Springfield, Iowa City, and Des Moines. And we'll be seeing blizzard conditions out here in Minneapolis, Aurora, Chicago, Waterloo. Starting to see some very heavy outskirts arriving in Indianapolis, possibly Cincinnati, Milwaukee, all the way out here into the Fargo area. As we now get the next 48 hours, so this is this time on Saturday, going to be seeing a ton of snow moving into the mid-Atlantic area and northeast, seeing some snow arriving out here near Washington, D.C., not Philadelphia. We have areas near Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Erie, Pennsylvania. We'll be seeing the worst of the snow near Lansing, Muskegon, Detroit, Big Rapids, Milwaukee, and even Green Bay. Will be seeing blizzard conditions, so basically off Lake Michigan. We'll be seeing light to moderate snow out here from much of the general Midwest, areas near Eau Claire, Minneapolis, Duluth, even all the way again to northwestern Missouri. And as we now get into the next 60 hours on Sunday, we'll be seeing the snow really moving into the northeast. We'll also have some snow flurries out here into Detroit and just around the Great Lakes. So we'll be seeing the heavy snow out here near New York City. We can possibly see a blizzard now for New York City. It's very likely a very, very heavy snow for Syracuse, Albany, Rochester, and some ice threats in State College and Harrisburg. And we'll see some lighter snow out there into the closer to the New England area. As we now get the next 78 hours, though, this will now be by Sunday, as really late night, close to dusk. We see some snow flurries just like Factor, Burlington, Bangor, all the way to Erie, Pennsylvania, and continue seeing some snow flurries just off Lake Michigan from Muskegon, Big Rapids, and Michigan City, Indiana. Now, as we get in the next 6 hours in the GFS again, we're going to be seeing a ton of ice near Lubbock and Amarillo, even to southwestern Oklahoma, even see that snow north into north central New Mexico, and see some some chances for some sleet into the areas near southwestern Kansas. Now we'll be seeing some that by the next 18 hours we'll start seeing this ice start becoming a bit more throughout the Ozarks, kind of into northwestern and far north central Arkansas, Joplin, Missouri, into southeastern part of the state. And see that snow for Jefferson City, St. Louis, Omaha, Lincoln, Nebraska, and Sioux City, Iowa. And as we now get into the next 36 hours by Saturday, again, this is where it's at its possibly worst moment yet. Going to be seeing incredibly heavy snow throughout areas into the off the Great Lakes for Indianapolis, Fort Wayne, South Bend, Chicago, Aurora, all the way to Toledo. We'll be seeing our heaviest snow out here near the Fargo area, Grand Forks, seeing some more snow near North Platte. Going to start seeing that snow out there near Milwaukee, Green Bay. And then as we now get the next 48 hours, again, this is at this time on Saturday, going to start seeing the snow arriving to the northeast and mid-Atlantic, some ice and sleet threats throughout the Roanoke area, Roanoke, maybe even all the way into D.C. We'll start seeing that lighter snow now for Allentown, New York City, Atlantic City, all the way to Dover, and then see that heavier snow within the next 60 hours into the highest elevation in the Appalachians, so for Concord, New Hampshire, Mount Washington, and that should be out by Monday. Now we'll be looking at the NAN 3KM model here as we now get in the next 13 hours where she start seeing that ice threat by very early, around 7 in the morning, actually 6 in the morning Central Time. Very heavy sleet and freezing rain out there into the south central for Kansas. And then as we now get in the next 24 hours, this snow will become a lot worse. So definitely a major topic to talk about tomorrow. So definitely all tomorrow I'll be talking about Jacob or Blizzard Jacob. Going to bring some ice threats for Jefferson City, north central Missouri, and a ton of blizzard, just heavy, very, very heavy snow for Iowa, into Des Moines, Iowa City, Waterloo, and potentially blizzard conditions near Aberdeen, South Dakota, Sioux Falls, and southwestern Michigan, Minnesota. And then within the next 30 hours, this heaviest snow will actually arrive now to Milwaukee, Aurora, Illinois, areas near Fort Wayne, South Bend, and Chicago, and then start seeing this ice threat becoming a bit more for Springfield, St. Louis, Jefferson City, and seeing some lighter snow getting all the way into in the area of near Bismarck, North Dakota. Now into the next 48 hours, get all the way to the next 48 hours, this snow will start to arrive into the areas into New York City, Florida, New York, and have another threat for sleet and freezing rain moving to the State College area, near Greencastle as well. And then by the next 53 hours, this snow will get a lot worse for the northeast. Blizzard conditions are likely here for upstate New York, Albany, and even southern Vermont. We're seeing some very heavy snow and even some possibly light to moderate snow for New York City, Concord, Hartford, and then should be out again by very late Sunday to early Monday. Now we're going to be looking at the European snowfall. Has not really changed much again. We'll be seeing up to maybe 1 to 3 inches now for north central Kansas, maybe 3 to 5 inches for Omaha and Lincoln, Nebraska, and less than a trace for just the other part of Nebraska. Other part of the state was still showing up to 5 to 6.5 inches of snowfall for Des Moines and Iowa City, and close to 5 to 7 inches near Waterloo. Could be seeing up to 7 to 9 inches for Sioux Falls, and up to 4 to 5 inches near Aberdeen and closer to Michelle. 1 to 3 inches. Looks like we can be seeing up to 3 to 6 inches closer to Fargo and closer to Grand Forks, maybe 3 to 4 inches. Be seeing a bit of a decrease for snowfall from the Minneapolis area, only seeing 6 to 9 inches of snowfall in Rochester. On the other hand, 4 to 7 inches, and then closer to St. Paul, we'll be seeing 7 to even 10 inches of snowfall. Areas into the Chicago area could be seeing 5 inches, Areas near Aurora, maybe only 2 to 3 inches, possibly for half a foot of snowfall for Madison, Wisconsin, 7 to 9 inches for Green Bay, up to 10 up to 8 to 10 inches of snowfall for Detroit. Definitely look like the biggest system by far for Detroit. Up to 10 inches to a foot of snow for the Lansing area, for Muskegon and Big Rapids. Up to 2 to 5 inches for upstate Indiana. Up to 4 inches to 5 inches near Toledo. Up to 5 to 6 inches near Cleveland. Gonna be seeing a good amount of snowfall falling in Buffalo and Erie, Pennsylvania, off Lake Erie. Could be seeing close to 17 to 19 inches of snowfall. Snowfall totals have decreased a little bit out here for the Northeast and the European, showing less than 2 inches for New York City now. New York and Livingston will be seeing 3 to 5 inches. Maybe 3 to 5 inches for Allentown. Philadelphia, less than an inch. Pittsburgh, less than an inch. Looks like State College, around half a foot of snowfall. Areas near Albany, 4 inches to 6 inches. And areas near the Rochester area, Ithaca, and even out there near Syracuse, be seeing up to 6 to 9 inches of snowfall. Snowfall totals have increased, though, for Providence and Hartford. Hartford, it looks like they can get up to half a foot of snowfall, up to 3 inches for Boston, and up to 7 to 10 inches, for much of the New England area there. And now we're going to be looking at snowfall totals, and then we'll look at ice really quick. But again, the snowfall totals are really widespread. Look, all of this is from one snowstorm, so it's really, really crazy. Really going to affect more than 50% of the country, maybe just 40%. But again, we're going to be seeing up to a foot of snowfall. Yeah, you heard me, a foot of snowfall for the border of Oklahoma and Texas there, when it goes up to the Panhandle, maybe up to 2 to 3 inches near the Amarillo area. Again, nothing for Dallas. We could be seeing less than a trace for Oklahoma City and closer to Tulsa, maybe an inch maximum. Could be seeing a good amount of snowfall though for Kansas, though. Maybe most of the state will be seeing maybe just 2 to 3 inches, but closer to the southeastern part of the state could be seeing 4 to 5 inches. Snowfall totals have definitely increased a ton throughout areas into the Ozarks and Ohio Valley. Definitely really increased now, showing up to maybe 4 to 7 inches of snowfall for St. Louis, depending on what part of the city you are. Again, that's major updates. Showed a lot less than 3 inches. Looks like now Jefferson City, 7 to 9 inches of snowfall. Looks like Omaha and Lincoln, Nebraska will be seeing up to 4 to 9 inches of snowfall. Areas near Sioux Falls will be seeing close to a foot in Aberdeen, and Michelle will be seeing closer maybe to 4 to 7 inches. Looks like Rochester, Minnesota, around 6 to 8 inches of snowfall. It looks like Minneapolis and St. Paul up to 9 inches to 12 inches of snowfall. Eau Claire, Wisconsin will be seeing 7 to 8 inches. Madison, Wisconsin, Chicago, and Milwaukee closer to 4 to 5 inches of snowfall, up to close to around a foot and a half near that northern part of Michigan. We could be seeing up to 4 to 6 inches down near Indianapolis, which is a major new update, and up to 6 to 9 inches close to Fort Wayne and South Bend, maybe even close to a foot in these areas in northern Indiana. Springfield will be seeing up to 7 to 9 inches of snowfall. Areas near Cleveland and Toledo up to around 6 to even 10 inches of snowfall, but closer to downtown Cleveland could be seeing up to 14 to 16 inches of snowfall. Areas near Columbus, maybe 3 to 4 inches. We can be seeing now a bit of an increase for snowfall now. It showed a lot less snow for Maryland. Now it's increased up to 4.5 inches of snowfall. Looks like the D.C. area, 3 inches. Could be seeing a ton of snow out here into the western part of Pennsylvania. Looks like much up to 7 to 10 inches, maybe even 14 inches near Erie, Pennsylvania. Areas near New York, 3 to 4 inches. Areas near Allentown and the Poconos and Harrisburg, maybe up to 2 to 4 inches of snowfall. Areas near State College, up to half a foot of snow. Could be seeing up to 22 inches of snow out there just north of Rochester. We could be seeing, and then a good amount of snow for the New England area. Now let's take a quick look for the what's it called? The freezing rain out, the ice, and all that. So again, that's also a major threat. Of course, throughout these areas. So again, as we now get the next couple hours, we're going to start seeing this ice really form within the next couple hours. By later tomorrow, could be seeing up to half an inch of ice throughout areas near southeastern, actually near Dodge City, and even the Lubbock area could be seeing up to 0.30 of an inch out there as we now get into the next 30 hours, so really late tomorrow night. So definitely a threat as we get into the overnight hours. Could be seeing close to half an inch as well. As we now get into the next 42 hours, this ice does increase a ton, up to 0.76 inches, of an inch out there near north central Indiana and even the far eastern part of Iowa, and then ice won't be too bad of a threat for the Northeast. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll have another update, maybe even updates tomorrow. I'll try my best. But bye, guys.